America, Allez-vous-en TV in France, and Gewittergeschichte über Tyler Lernfahren zusammen Fernsehen-Television in Spain, for KYTV's live and exclusive coverage of tonight's big fight.
Yes, indeed. Tonight's big fight between Ricky Abattoir Havana, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world from Detroit, USA, and the UK's big white host, Malcolm Fanshawe from Wiggleswade, Essex.
And it's only live here on KYTV, the station which, when it comes to boxing, really knows the ropes. And first off, let me tell you that the music you heard there has been specially recorded for tonight's fight, and it's called Nose of the Leopard, and it's released as a single on the KYTV label, and we'll be playing it here on KYTV every quarter of an hour from now until it gets into the charts. So, put your feet up, take the phone off the hook, and put your feet up.
Yes, make sure you watch the Havana Fanshawe fight on KYTV with exclusive pictures from our uniquely positioned camera.
Well, with me now is Mark Mountjoy, editor of Punch, the weekly boxing journal. Tonight's title fight, Mark, is for one of the less well-publicised titles, isn't it?
Oh, yes, well, of course, Mark, people are aware of the flyweight, the welterweight, bantamweight, lightweight and heavyweight classes, but generally not aware of the in-between categories, such as the lightweight, flightweight, lighterweight, felterweight, welterweight, welterweight and bantamweight.
Bantamweight?
Yeah, that's what I just sit around and chat to each other for half an hour, you know.
But heavyweight is the very tops, is it?
No, I mean, there's heavyweight, heavier weight, and overweight.
Well, that's it. But there are world championships in all these weights.
There are world championships in all of these weights, are there?
I don't know, I was asking you.
Oh, yes, I believe there are, yes.
Well, we'll be coming back to you later, sadly, but for the time being, push off.
Box Clever with KYTV, the station that really backs a punch.
Well, it's a great privilege that only one presenter has been chosen to commentate down here ringside. Is that not right, Mike?
Yes, that's not right, Mike.
Well, we understand that the fight is still some way off, apparently, but the pre-fight ceremony has just started. Beginning, as you can see, with the parade of former champions. In fact, a lot of faces we can recognise there, even if they can no longer recognise us. Well, we'll be going back to the ring in a few moments, but first let me introduce a famous face from the world of sport, a legendary figure, the man they call Mr. Boxing, Henry Boxing.
Oh, yeah, hello, yeah.
Now, Henry, you must have seen a fair number of champions in your time. Do you have a dream fight that you would like to have seen?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm often asked this one, Mike, yeah, and I'd have to say my dream fight would be Mike Tyson versus Rocky Marciano, yeah.
Fascinating, yes. And who do you think would win?
Well, I'd have to go for Mike Tyson.
Really? Well, why is that?
Well, he's 24, whereas Rocky Marciano's dead.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Derek.
I like your suit, Harry.
Thanks. It's a lightweight cotton summer suit, only £49.99 at the Martins of Bond Street sale.
I bet they've got hundreds of great menswear bargains at the Martins of Bond Street sale.
Yes, but better hurry. The Martins of Bond Street sale ends Saturday.
Sorry, Harry. Must dash.
Where are you going?
The Martins of Bond Street sale.
See you there.
But you've already been to the Martins of Bond Street sale, Harry.
Right, and now I'm going back to the Martins of Bond Street sale for yet another great menswear bargain.
Better hurry, Harry. The Martins of Bond Street sale ends Saturday.
I know. I told you the Martins of Bond Street sale ends Saturday.
Did you?
Yes?
I'm so excited by the thought of hundreds of great menswear bargains at fantastically reduced prices that I instantly forget what people say to me.
Well, just don't forget the Martins of Bond Street sale, which ends Saturday.
I won't. The Martins of Bond Street sale, which ends Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
Harry,
Yes?
today's Sunday.
This is a KYTV commercial. If you are impressed by what you have seen and would like KYTV to make advertisements for your company, please write to this address.
Oh, hello. I'm the celebrity with the warm and reassuring voice. You probably recognize me from some of the many adverts I do. And you buy the products because I sound so warm and reassuring. You probably think you're buying me. Well, no, you can buy me.
Phone me on 0860-358-899.
And I'll come round and shag you senseless for £50.
Well, I understand we can go back to the ring now, where the fight is now near starting. Is nowhere near starting, you stupid idiot, apparently. Well, I got that wrong. Today is, of course, also an important day in the football calendar, as KYTV for the very first time brings you live coverage of the FA Cup draw, which is just about to start now over at Lancaster Gate.
Number 2, Manchester United. And number 1 will play Crystal Palace. And that concludes the draw for the FA Cup final, brought to you by KYTV.
So there you have it, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, and once again, incredibly, the cup final to be played between the winners of the two semi-finals. Extraordinary. How often that seems to happen these days. Dave Madden, midfielder for Crystal Palace. Dave, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace.
Yeah, hello, Mike. Yeah, well, really, we was hoping for Crystal Palace versus Manchester United, but they were first out of the hat, so that's the way football goes.
Well, clearly a controversial draw then, but let's leave football for the time being and return to our big fight, where I gather KYTV's special pre-match ceremony is continuing very much in the Wembley tradition, as into the ring now march the band of the Royal Engineers. And I believe somewhere there is KYTV's very own boxing and wrestling correspondent, Anna Dapter. Anna.
Mike, yes, you join us as the star-studded celebrities in the KYTV specially invited audience are beginning to drift in. And, oh, look, who should be joining me now but Debbie Guttridge, this year's Miss Tesco. So, have you always enjoyed boxing?
No.
But you're here tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm being paid by you lot, ain't I?
So, why do you think it is that more women don't try their hand in boxing as a sport?
Because you get hit in the tits and it's bloody painful.
Well, we could go on chatting like this all evening. But instead, let's go back and join Mike in the studio. Mike!
the band of the Royal Engineers there giving us a marvellous exhibition of themselves. Mike?
Yes, now, a lot of people think boxing's dangerous. Now, is that necessarily true, you think?
I'll have a cup of tea and a bun, yeah.
So you don't think it's affected you?
Oh, no. I'm just, lucky I've managed to retain all my faculties, touch wood. Come in.
Yes, I think that answers my question, and several other questions as well. Well, of course, Henry, you became a legend when you landed that famous punch on Cassius Clay, as he then was. Well, maybe we can see that famous punch again now.
Oh, all right, yeah.
No one's safe on the Big Fight Special.
I've got a lay Havana out in the 7th tonight live on KYTV.
I'm gonna physically dismember Fanshawe to such a degree as to severely restrict the use of his legs in the fight.
Last time it was war. This time it's the apocalypse.
Noses of Leopard there, still available on the KYTV label.
Big Fight Special.
Super. And now, how they got there, the road to Wembley. Martin Brown looks at how each of tonight's contenders got to Wembley, beginning with Malcolm Fanshawe.
Fanshawe lives in Biggleswade, so he would have got there by going down the A1 into London and then round the M25, or he could have gone round the North Circular, you see?
Martin?
Because actually the North Circular goes right past Wembley.
Martin, what we meant was, no, let me put it this way. Shut up. Yes, the road to Wembley meant two very different things to tonight's two fighters.
To Ricky Havana, it meant defeating Bone Smasher Bono from Illinois, Jerry Death by Misadventure Toledo, Thomas the Tank Engine Herman, and most recently, knocking out Mickey Mass Murderer Delaney from Arkansas, Ohio. For Malcolm Fanshawe, however, it meant filling in an application form and being picked out of the hat by Neris Hughes on KYTV's breakfast programme.
Well, I believe we can join Malcolm now in his dressing room. Malcolm, I know it's been pretty lonely for you training on your own for the last few months, and I know how you've been missing your family, so we're delighted at KYTV to have in the studio two very special guests. I hope they're going to spur you on to a tremendous British victory tonight. Sarah and John.
Sarah and John.
So would you like to say hello to Malcolm?
We'd just like to say we love you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
You know you're going to win.
Thank you very much, John.
Sarah and John, everyone. Well, quite an emotional moment for you, I'm sure, Malcolm.
Certainly was, Mike. Whose kids are they, by the way?
We hired them from the Italia Conti Stage School.
Oh, tremendous.
Yes, they certainly were. And now, one more unexpected treat, live from your home in Biggleswade, your mother and girlfriend.
I've got a girlfriend.
No, this is your mother's girlfriend, in fact.
It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we're on our way to the stadium, and I'm delighted to say that under an exclusive agreement between the Ricky Havana management and KYTV, I'm travelling in this luxury limousine with my old mate, Ricky. All right, Ricky? Meanwhile, Martin Brown was driving Malcolm Fanshawe to the venue in his limousine.
Which way? No, we're here. We're here.
Where?
No, we're there, aren't we? We're there.
No.
I think we are there.
I think it's left.
All right.
No, not here. I meant left at the lights, actually.
Two very different approaches to Wembley then, and we understand that having discovered that there's no hitting below the belt, Malcolm Fanshawe has requested he be allowed to wear his shorts over his head, a request which the WBA is currently in the process of carefully rejecting.
Big Fight Special on KYTV.
And a great shot there of our KYTV towels. Waterproof, shockproof, great value, only £8.99 from Sofa Shop, our comfy dollar deal home shopping channel. But no time for advertising tonight, because I believe just entered the ring are the first contestants in our specially devised pro-celebrity boxing match. Barry McGuigan and Jimmy Tarbuck's bout coming up shortly, but first it's the turn of John Conti. John Conti there looking fit and well, and he'll be fighting Dot from EastEnders. So the crowd ready. There goes the bell. And there goes Dot.
So with the tension here literally mounting and almost everyone having been interviewed, it seems an ideal opportunity to turn our attention away from this drama at Wembley and towards our drama from Brazil. Yes, another chance to see today's episode of our daily soap opera Olé, dubbed and translated as ever by KYTV.
Oh, Dorothy, what are you thinking about?
I was just thinking about Bertrand.
But that's all over Dorothy. It's all over Dorothy.
I just can't think about him. I suppose we'll give it more any time.
Hello? It's Bertrand.
Bertrand, what are you doing? Bringing me here? What are you doing bringing me here? You're having an affair with Reginald? I don't believe it. Ah. Reginald? Bertie? I have to go to him.
Oh, it's a bit dark out there, you know. Well, let's stay in the warm and have a nice hot cup of cocoa.
Bless you, but I won't. Fortunately, I have a gun.
Oh, bye then.
Ladies and gentlemen, before tonight's top contest for the World Welterweight Championship of the World,
we are delighted to welcome one of the world's most glamorous cabaret stars in the world. So will you please welcome Mr. Frank Sinatra?
My old mate Frank Sinatra there. And I understand that he has some tremendous entertainment lined up for us.
And now, if you'd all like to get out your bingo cards, I'll begin.
So, some great entertainment there as we wait for the fight to commence. Mark Mountjoy has just joined us here in the two-seater commentary box. And so we're all here now with one small exception. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
So, Henry, is Ricky Havana invincible?
Oh, no. If you couldn't see him, he could just walk up to you and wallop you as much as he liked. Yeah.
Invincible, not invisible.
Now, hang on. I can hear someone at the door again.
So, Mark, how do you see the difference in these two fighters?
Well, Mike, Ricky Havana is very much a boxer, whereas Malcolm Fanchell's very much more of a run round the ring shouting, "Please don't hit me again."
Well, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I have to interrupt you there, because I believe that the fighters are now, we understand, still nowhere to be seen. So, Henry, any last-minute advice for Malcolm?
Oh, look, there's a pigeon on the roof.
Yes, I'm glad I asked, really. So, let's go over to Anna and see if she's got anything more interesting to say.
There's a pigeon in the roof.
As a kid, Ricky Havana was brought up in the back streets of Detroit, which seems strange as his parents had a huge house in Chicago. Already at 16, he was showing the fighter instinct, knocking out Big Louis Joe Gaspacho in under 4 minutes. Unfortunately, Big Louis Joe Gaspacho was his geography teacher, and he was expelled on the spot. But then trainer Joey Rogers came into his life.
Nose of the leopard there. Good to hear it again. Well, so much for the Yank there, so much for the American fighter then, but what of the British contender? Here's Martin Brown with his own portrait of the man. Brilliant. IQ of a duvet.
Born in Essex in January 1961, the son of a footballer and a registered nurse, Malcolm Fanchell found it difficult, with his mother away playing football so much of the time. But still, he believed that he could really be somebody. Originally, he thought of Marilyn Monroe, but unfortunately, he never had the legs. But then came boxing. In his early fights, Malcolm appeared slightly vulnerable, particularly to the sort of boxer who hit him. But for today's world title bout, his coaches concentrated on teaching him the key ploy that he will need in the ring against Ricky Havana.
How's that? Don't you be caught out. Watch KYTV's Big Fight Special.
It's the fight all the public are desperate to see. I expect you'll be watching KYTV tonight at 9:15.
I think I'll be in bed by then.
I like Howard's way, though.
You want to see my nicotine nester?
Yes, indeed, the fight all the public want to see. Clearly.
here it is, the driving sound of Nose of the Leopard telling us that you can buy that record in the shops. Well, the big moment that we've been waiting for, seemingly endlessly, has arrived. So, Mark, who's in Fanshaw's corner?
Well, Mike, his trainer, his second, and his priest, Father Morris.
In the blue corner, owner of the FBA, WBA, CBI and BLT Welterweight Championship of the World. From Detroit to Michigan, Mr. Ricky Abattoir Club First Class and former secretary of the Biggleswade Ice Spy Club from Biggleswade, Essex, Mr. Malcolm Fanshawe.
And so the cheer girls come on with the sign for round one. Yes, a shame perhaps that the KYTV budget only stretched to hiring 6 girls rather than the actual 8 needed to spell round one. And never mind, because this is the point where the talking has to stop. Although the talking not stopping just yet, of course. There's still some talking to be done. But this really is the point where the talking ends and the fighting takes over. No fighting as yet, but no more talking either. The talking over now, as I mentioned just now when I was just talking. So, while we're waiting for the talking to stop, for the fight to start, let's take a break.
We've got maiming, mayhem, blood and guts and pure raw violence on tonight's big fight.
Yeah, so make sure you don't let the kids go to bed, won't you? And the fight finally starts. And Fanshawe there, coming out of his corner with that distinctive stance which has struck fear into many a boxer, looking like a tiger. Well, a tiger rug, anyway. Yes. Yes, one can't help thinking that maybe hopes of a British victory perhaps slightly fading here. So, well, Henry, what did you think of that punch?
Oh, yeah, well, I think as you can see, you know, he caught Fanshawe with a good right hook, yeah.
But I think if we look at it from another angle, we'll see quite clearly that he actually catches Fanshawe with his elbow.
Yes, right, but if we look at it from another angle again, I think you'll see quite clearly that he also kicked Fanshawe in the testicles as he was hitting him.
KYTV brings you sporting action from major events all around the world. Football. On Saturdays at 10, we bring you all the goals and all the action from the top matches in the first division of the Jordanian Football League. Motorsport. While other channels bring you just the same old boring Formula One Grand Prix racing from Brands Hatch and Monte Carlo, KYTV brings you live and exclusive coverage of the Flymo Under-12 Go-Kart Championships. Plus, golf from Margate. American football from East Grinstead Municipal Park. That's all here and only here on KYTV.
I'm here now in the dressing room where Malcolm Fanshawe is about to have a routine drugs test with the resident doctor, Dr. Beckering.
Yes, I'm just getting a sample now from Malcolm Fanshawe. Anything yet? No. Never mind.
So, what exactly are you looking for in the drugs test?
We're looking for traces of any drug.
A steroid?
Well, I should say that was most unlikely. Finding a small particle of matter which travels through space and generally burns out in all somebody's urine.
Yes, that's an asteroid.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm assuming I thought that's what you said.
No, I said a steroid. Never mind.
Anything yet?
No.
If I just run the tap for you, eh?
What exactly are you looking for with the urine sample?
Well, now, let's have a look here at this specimen from Ricky Havana. I just add a little chemical agent, and as you can see, turns red. Oh.
And what does that mean?
Well, that means he's 6 weeks pregnant. Something not quite like that. No, because you see, I mean, according to this other sample, which I took from him before, he's not due to conceive until Thursday week. Anything yet?
No.
What a pity. You?
Yes, seeing it.
Welcome back to the big fight where the action is over. So let's just have one last look again at the highlights, or highlight rather. Yes, difficult to really quite see that punch at normal speed, so let's just look at it in slow motion. Yes, difficult to really see that punch in slow motion. In fact, perhaps we could speed the slow motion up a bit. Yes, completely hopeless. Well, those who were lucky enough to be invited to the ringside are just drifting back. Mark Mountjoy, Malcolm Fanshawe knocked out with the first punch of round one. Slight disappointment for him?
Well, you've got to remember that he's done a lot better than a lot of people thought he would.
Yes, that's true. Henry Boxing, how did you see the fight?
Yeah, he's done great, the boy Fanshawe. Yeah, he's just got to, keep at it, keep his guard up, keep his head down, he's got to keep at it, yeah.
Yes, he has just been knocked out.
Has he? Well, he's just got to keep at it, keep going, keep battling away, keep his head up, keep his guard down, yeah.
Yes, I think I've met woodlice with more brains. Mark Mountjoy, you're an intelligent man. What are you doing here? I mean, how did you see the fight?
Well, I mean, let's face it, it had everything, this fight, didn't it? I mean, it had blood, sweat, guts, tears, it had the lot. But most of all, it had balls.
Yes, I'm beginning to feel slightly sick. Mike Flex, you seem to be here.
Yes, I agree. I think it had everything. It had drama, excitement, passion, everything.
Yes, it didn't have 5 naked schoolboys singing Verdi's Requiem, did it?
No.
No, so it didn't quite have everything then. Henry Boxing, one last thought? No, clearly not. That mercifully just about wraps up this big fight special with Malcolm Fanshawe defeated.
Yes, but still plenty to cheer about for Britain tonight, because I believe Ricky Havana's shoelaces were made in Coventry.
Terrific. So, from the scene of a memorable British victory then, good night.
Good night.
Come in. Cheers.
You may like to know that the record Nose of the Leopard is available on the KYTV label. If you're enjoying our free KY movie channel, you might be interested to know that as from next week, you won't be able to see it. Unless you buy a special KY decoder, and you can buy one of those for only £459.99 plus VAT. And then you can watch it absolutely free.